Hi, everybody. We'll give it a few minutes to see who joins us, but I did want you to know we are live with STL Networks, and we're going to share the ASD conference with you. So I've found that being raised in the military, I'm one of these that's always a hurry up and wait type person. Unlike a lot of people that tend to sit there and start their webinars a little bit late, I have a hard time making people wait. So, but we will give others a little bit of time to join us. I can see a few people coming in slowly but surely. We should have the question and answer window pane open. So as we go along, if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask away. I'll give it another couple of minutes to see who joins us.
On my iPad, I can't see anybody or the questions, so just so you know.
I think that I probably...
You can see, okay.
Might be the only one that can see them. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Tonight, I just want to welcome Diane Albright to our webinar. She just got back last week from attending the ASD conference in Las Vegas. For any of you that don't know what the ASD conference is, it is a huge, 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 yeah, huge buying conference. And I'm gonna let really Diane fully explain it. But it's held in Las Vegas twice a year. And basically vendors from everywhere, from the US, from China, from Europe, from other Asian countries, come to promote their products. These are the products that you can buy wholesale to sell on Amazon, or actually anywhere. You can sell them on eBay. You can sell them through your Shopify store. With STL, kind of our focus right now is selling through Amazon channels. So that's what I focus on. So Right now, I'm going to turn this over to Diane Albright. Um, thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience with the team. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, ASD seemed like I was going to go to a home show or something, and it was way more than that. um, they had over 2,600 different vendors that you could place orders with, talk to, see their products in real life instead of just on a catalog page. And they had classes that you could go to for online selling, or just how to talk to a vendor, how to do an order with the Source Direct, which is the China, Taiwan um, area that they had. And the first day, I think I was just wandering around and trying not to.
Can I interrupt you, Diane, real
Oh,
quick?
sure.
You mentioned Source Direct. Is that something different from Alibaba?
Source Direct was about 150, 300 different vendors that all source from out of the country. Not through Alibaba, it's through each one. And they would they would they would say, okay, we offer hair bows, or we offer bags or luggage, and then you could have them label it, brand it with your product, with your name and stuff. And so I didn't spend a lot of time there because I'm not quite there yet. But you could go in and sit down, and you could find out what their minimums are, and negotiate back and forth. And then they had classes on how to do that. And so I'm sure I don't know if I'm going to make it to the August show, but there's one in August. But for sure next year when I go, I'll have a little bit better bearing on talking to the out of the country sources. For me right now, I was mainly focused on being able to find some sources in the States that I could purchase, not have to purchase huge quantities. And I was able to find a manufacturer in Montana that has no online sellers, and I was able to place a small order for under $300 to get me going. And Cole Imports was there, which I've ordered a few things from them, and I think mainly I've only looked at their closeout stuff. I was surprised at how much stuff they really have, how many products, how many different arenas that they have. So they had tools, sporting goods, gardening, kid stuff, pets, but it was a better quality product than I kind of had a vision for from before. So I placed a chunk of order there, and I've got some bundle ideas that I'm going to do with the stuff that's coming, which I just got the email today that it's shipped. So I'm working on the orders, or on the listings. I know.
Yay!
I know. And the first day I was kind of like just no eye contact, just kind of walking around glassy eyed because it was so big. Um, I've gone to a couple of quilt shows, and I thought, oh, you know, it's going to be similar size wise, but I think there was only like 400 vendors at the quilt show. And so, yeah, the first day that I didn't even get through the whole first floor of the South building. And And it was weird because I went by myself, and which was nice on one side because I could just kind of wander around, and on the other side, it was um, more of an adventure for me anyway. But I met a lot of people from not a lot from Infinii, but or DSD, but Mars Tane, I think is
Uh-huh.
name, and Sharon Navani, um, and then a couple of their friends that are still in doing the drop shipping, and
They're both adventures.
yeah, they are. So so it was nice to get to actually meet people in person that wasn't so you didn't feel all that alone. but
Good.
but I met a lot of people that were outside of DSD,
Uh-huh.
and um some of the different groups that I'm in, and it was so interesting to see their take on the show. It's like this one guy from Florida um came in, he goes, "Yep, got 8 or 9 pallets coming from, I bought this whole store." I'm like, "What?" Because you could go in and you could negotiate and buy the booth, and
Oh,
they would pack
really?
it up. Yeah, they would pack it up and ship it to you. And a lot of them near the end of the week, they were had labels on them where this whole booth is sold. Don't touch anything. Don't move anything. And so that was, and it was like, it wasn't that expensive to buy the booth because I asked a couple of them. I was like, so how much money do I have to bring next year? About 15 grand. I mean, that's a lot of money, but the amount of product that they had was, uh, it was a good deal. But the one class I went to, let's see. Oh wait, okay. So one vendor I saw that was, he was selling in the convenience store area, and he had mints, little tins of mints, and he had different labels on them depending on who he was selling to. He started out selling it for Cottonmouth, and had like 420 mints on there. And then he found that certain people wouldn't want them in their store, so he changed the label and different branding. And some lady wanted to um, be able to take the mints to church, and so he renamed them diabetic mints. And it's just kind of interesting how you can take the same product and rebrand it and go to and meet different people's needs. So that was interesting. A lot of white label stuff where you can brand your own thing. If you have there was food and like sheets and household goods that you could put your own brand on and buy product. And it wasn't like you had to buy a whole bunch of inventory. You could test it out and then buy more later. And so, um, how one I took one class that had some my best tip that I found, and it was how to how to find a winning product or create your own winning product. And you have to, there's 4 steps to it. You have to meet people's needs. Um, it has to have an emotional appeal and kind of create an obsession where they have to have it. I gotta have it. It's kind of seasonal where it's at the right time, where it's you can kind of target people for people with a birthday next month or people getting married, or just the 4 seasons of the year, and that it's trendy. And so all that adds up to nest. And so you want to kind of make sure that your product um, creates that nest that will appeal to a lot of people. So, and whatever you do, don't take the cream from the guys that say, "Oh, try some hand cream." No, because they want to give you a facial and they want to do all this stuff. So just walk away.
Now that's funny.
Turn and run.
That's funny. Well, I have not been to the ASD conference, and hearing what all is offered, I'm extremely envious. I want to go so bad. I really, really do. So I'm gonna have to look at both dates, that the spring and the fall date, and see which works best for my schedule. But I'm gonna make it there.
Yeah, from the people that I talk to that are veterans, the shows are pretty much the same. There's as far as the one I just got back from, and then the one in August, as far as the vendors and products. There's always some new trendy stuff. They have a section for all the new products, which is kind of nice. And there's also some of the groups that either you're in or the ones that I'm in, actually, they had like after parties. And so you got to go up to either a suite or meet at a restaurant and be able to talk to people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, that you have, but they're doing it different and a different scale. And so this one gal I met was a computer programmer. She's been doing it for about 10 years. She got laid off and she put all her money into selling Amazon, and she's in Georgia with a big warehouse on her property. And yeah, she goes, "You want to know how to do it? Come on down." I'm like, okay. So
okay, and I'm going to point this out. You went to an event.
I did.
You made connections.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are successful in this business go to events. I don't care what the event is, but going to events, it changes your mindset, it opens your eyes, it opens doors, it just changes everything. And so anyone that wants to truly make this a business, go to events. It doesn't matter what the event is, but find an event to go to. Whether it's personal development, whether it's a conference like this, you will meet people. Doors will open. You will get more training and more information than you will sitting in front of a computer.
Well, and this event was free.
It is.
I didn't pay anything except the hotel, which was $50 a night. It was within walking distance.
Yeah.
And I took a lot of my own food and snacks, and The airfare was, which is good, but I mean, I've gone to events where I've had, put $250 down for just to walk in the door, and it's a 1-day event. So this was,
But it's worth it.
it's all worth it. And this one was 4 full days of
Free.
and walking around and talking to different vendors, and some of them didn't want to. Oh, I would always start out with, I sell online, and some of them would go, meh. And I'd say, no problem. I don't want to waste your time or mine. And move on down. There was plenty of other vendors, and kind of the training for me has been kind of tunnel vision, where I think of furniture, couches, canisters, specific things, because that's kind of what's in the training. And this blew my mind because they had licensed products, they had food, they had beauty, fragrance, shoes, fashion, tools, sporting goods, luggage, smoke shop stuff, vape stuff.
Yep.
I do that, but they do sell it everywhere. So, but general merchandise, a lot of closeout stuff. It's just, the first day was just kind of like trying to take in all the products. And I didn't even get to.
Speaking of products, there is a lady who is in Infinii who had a post in someplace else that she's not in our team. In 6 months, she has earned profit $48,000. And her primary product is in the grocery category.
Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to get ungated in that, but it's well worth it. Just to be able to either sell a single product, white label a product.
Yep.
Or put a product in a bundle, put some kind of, chocolate Easter bunny in a bundle for Easter. You can't do that unless you're ungated. And so that's, which I'm not in grocery, but I will be soon.
That's the only category that I'm not ungated in either.
Yeah. So it's, that's on the top of my list here to get that going. Well, and then go through the pallet or two of stuff that's coming to the garage.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I am totally excited.
So I don't know if you can.
I can.
So is it backwards?
No.
Oh, okay. So this was, ASD show. There's an app on your phone that you can download. It has, and it's even for the August one. It's all ready to go. Look it up. They list all of the vendors, which you can look up online. You can see what category they're in, and you can investigate without even going, to at least get started and kind of test the waters and see some other stuff. I bought stuff that I never thought I would buy because it was stuff that I had never seen.
Yeah.
So it was crazy.
I'm excited that you found a product that there aren't any other online vendors.
Yeah. And she, the gal's in Montana, and she's got a small little thing, but she's got a variety of stuff. And so I'm like, send me a catalog, because if I can get these to go, I'll be ordering more stuff. So
there you go. There's your product line.
My little niche.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Well, so excited. Well, I know it's going to be extremely difficult to follow behind Diane.
Oh,
And I really would encourage everyone to make that opportunity to go. You know, who knows? Maybe we'll have an STL Networks
that would be fun.
gathering. Um, I'm thinking August might work better for me. And so I'm gonna see about planning that. But
And if
I
anybody has any questions, they can PM me or whatever, and I'll
appreciate
respond.
it.
So
Appreciate it. Um, I have been taking some Amazon training and so want to share just a couple of things. Some of it's going to be reminders, some of it may be a little bit different. Um, the first thing I want to point out is Amazon has recently, recently changed the number of search keywords that you are allowed. It has increased dramatically. You now get 1,000 characters per line, so you're up to 5,000 characters. Make use of them. I know in the past we've talked about not repeating keywords, but now that you've got all of this real estate to use up, use your keywords, use your key phrases, even if you're repeating. Grab everything you can think of, and you might even come up with a generic search, you know, phrase, term, the whole 1,000 characters that you use for your fifth row on all of your products just to bring traffic in. But make sure you use all your lines. It's critical. There's no point in promoting anything. There's no point in listing anything if you don't have all of your search words filled out. But now, going back to your listing itself, you have to remember that your Amazon product page serves two purposes. First, it's a search magnet. You've got to get people onto your page. But then next, your page is your salesperson. It is working for you 24/7. And so you need to make sure you're optimizing your page for both. So as you write, you need to make sure that it's written for both search purposes and to get people interested to buy your product. And in your bullet points, you want to make sure it addresses one of three things. How is this product going to change your life? How is it going to make you more beautiful? Or how is it going to save you time? Address one of those three needs, and you've got what it takes to make even a mediocre product good. And then the last thing that I kind of want to cover, and this is from some training, and hopefully I'm not spilling the beans on the training, but this lady talks about there really being 12 places that you need to focus on as you're looking at your product page. First is the title, of course. Spend some time really knowing what your keywords are and working on that. Second is your bullets. Third is your images. Images are critical for the search piece of this. That's what makes people click on your ad. They almost look at your pictures before they'll look at the title. So make sure that you put in quality pictures. Price. Make sure you're in the right price range. You kind of have to do some research. You can't sell something or try and sell something for more than people are really going to pay for it. And then on the other hand, you don't want to price it so low that people think it's just a pile of garbage, or so low that Amazon labels it as an add-on product, which will screw you up too. The next is your buy box. You of course want to look at your other competitors to see that you're placing yourself in the range of getting the buy box. Variations. If you've got variations, Amazon loves it. Amazon actually would prefer you to have variations on your page rather than individual products stuck out there. It also makes it much easier for your marketing if you've got variations. Category. Make sure you get listed in the correct category. There's kind of a science to it, but anyway, category helps. Your product details. That's where you're going to be selling. So while a lot of people don't read the product detail, make sure that it continues on with your bullet points and helps to sell your product. Remember, it is there 24/7 to sell your product. Oh, actually, I'm talking about the description. The product details this is the stuff that's in the back office of Amazon. Fill it out. Don't blow past it. It will help Amazon direct people to your product. It is additional search terms. It's huge. And then the description. Your search keywords, like I said, Amazon just increased the limit on those. Make use of it. I actually am going to have to go back to my listings and spend a lot of time to revamp those and make use of that. Yeah, because I've pretty much, cut it off where I had to. Then the all offers page. There is detail in, if you click on the all offers, it will list out all of the sellers. There also is a box for little additional information that you can put new in box or expand on that little bit. And I know personally, when I've been shopping on Amazon, I have selected sellers based on what they've written in that box. So pay attention to it. Pay attention to what you've got going in that box. And then last but not least are your reviews. We all know that Amazon kind of cracked down on the fake reviews. I personally use Amazon Tracker for my reviews. They all are professional. They all know that if I give them a discount, they are to write that I've given them a discount. And so that has worked the best for me. With Amazon Tracker, they've also given some little hints, and they've pretty much said you want to have a minimum of 15 reviews. So however you go about getting those reviews, get it.
Is that
yes.
Is that per item or per your page, your seller account? That's
per item.
Per product.
Per product.
Okay.
Amazon, unlike eBay, doesn't look really at the seller as a whole.
Okay.
They do, but they don't. They really look at the product itself. And so that is, in order to generate traffic, to get to those items, you want to have a minimum of 15 reviews. On your pictures, you want to have your pictures to have a minimum 1,000 pixels, so that they can be enlarged. You also want to have as many as you possibly can.
And a white background with the least amount of white around it in that 1,000 pixels.
Correct.
And so, have you guys, anybody used the Photo Fuse? It's kind of hard for the free one, but you can take your pictures and it'll kind of white out all the way around it. So
I have my private label products, and
well, yours is probably more professional.
I have hired a professional
Yeah.
photographer.
I was just for my bundles.
Actually, I have a couple of bundles that I've sent into Amazon, and my daughter took them. We bought a white poster board, and she took the pictures for me, and I sent those in. But for those bundles, I didn't spend a whole lot of time. But to be honest, the pictures drive me crazy. They yes. Yep. So anyway.
Takes a lot of time.
Yeah. And that's yeah. I'm not at the Nikki and Parrish where they've got that stuff down to a science yet.
Me either.
So I I've done the private label products, getting ready to order another one. For me, that just works easiest. I have a product that I can reorder. I can throw advertising money at. I can control the listing. No one else is on my listing. So that's what works for me.
Well, I'm working that way.
Well, but I started doing exactly what you did, minus the trip to ASD. So to me, you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of where I was. So, but that's pretty much all I have for this evening. I have not seen any questions come through either here or on Facebook. But I would like to thank you once again for spending the time to share your experience.
You're welcome.
Next time, let's plan on all being there.
Yeah, that would be really fun, because everybody looks at things differently and has different interests, and so having more than just my eyes would be great. Just because some things don't interest me, like the outdoor stuff, some of it I was like, or the military stuff, but it was there, and there was some neat stuff, but so it would be fun to have a group.
Okay, let's see what we can do.
Okay.
Thank you again.
All right. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.